Oh yeah, everybody! What is up? It's your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Start Network, and we're coming live with you, of course, with my man. What up, Cricket?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, baby. We're coming back with another edition of the Unscripted Sportscast. We took a week off. It's been actually 2 weeks since you and I got on, right? But we took a week off last week, man. Gotta put family first, like I was telling you, man. It's Halloween last week, but there was so much events, so much shit going on, and leading up to Halloween that I needed to just focus on that. And you know what? Hey, man, but we're back this week, bro. We're back at it like a bad habit.
Hey, that's right, man. That's right. Yeah, I understand, bro. I know how it is. You got to put them kids first. Halloween sounds like it's a big deal for y'all down that way, man.
It is, man. You know, my wife, she finds a lot of activities, dude. And you know what? It's like in this free activities, right? We're fortunate enough that we live in a city that they do a lot of events for the kids. And she gets on these tickets early. And I mean, it's like we collect so much candy and so much junk from all these different events that we go to, dude, that I'll tell my wife, why do we buy candy to give out? You know, we have,
yeah.
I'm like, next year, it's like I put a reminder on my calendar when the first event goes, because, you know, you have like something called, you know, Pints Night Out, which is the name of the city. It's just like, it's held by the police. And I mean, they take over this amphitheater with a bunch of stuff and shit like that. And then we do something Booville, which is like that Wednesday before Halloween. And then there's another one in the surrounding city. So you go there and there's like, you know, bounce houses, food trucks, booth and shit, and candy is given to the kids left and right. We come back with so much fucking candy. I'm like, yo, why are we buying candy to give out? This is the candy that we could be giving out, man. So it's like, I got bowls and bowls right now full downstairs.
Man, I'm jealous, man. That damn candy's expensive too, bro. You go try to buy it, they charge you $25 for a bag. For a bag,
man. For a bag, man. We get two and you're spending $50 and you're like, what the fuck, man? You know, that's $50 I'm gonna save and put it on a parlay, man.
No, exactly, bro. That's right. Put it on a parlay. Try to multiply that stuff.
What's up, B. McCormick? Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for joining on.
What's going on, sir? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Oh, he said he's had 4 winning weeks in a row, man. He's on fire. He says he's gonna get him again this week.
That man crushes them, man. I'm telling you, they wouldn't even let him play in some places.
He definitely does, man. Now, Cricket, you know who also, I believe, crushes as well, right? And I think, regardless of the loss, I think the New England Patriots got themselves a football player, a quarterback.
Man, he's pretty good, man. Tough interception there in overtime.
Yeah.
You know, probably a ball he shouldn't have thrown, but he'll learn from all that. But yeah, that play he made to tie it up on the last play of the game, man. We were watching it on the morning show this morning. Mm-hmm. Pretty incredible there. That guy, yeah, he's a big time player. He's gonna make big time throws. I've liked Drake May since he was at North Carolina, man. And you know, he's gonna have some of these mistakes early on, but he's gonna learn from it. And I definitely think they have found it's probably best that they lost right here, and maybe they get that number 1 draft pick and give him something to put around him, man, because they definitely got their quarterback.
Listen, this play right here, Cricket, this is man's prayer, bro. You know what I mean? Let me play this.
Drake May for the game.
I mean, he's padding the ball. He has no protection. Yeah, that's pretty good protection, by the way. You know what I mean? But
Canning,
he's trying to
loads of time.
Look at this.
He'll roll. He'll run. A sidestep.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this guy.
He's ready to throw. Nobody's open.
And then he hits off right. He hits Samandre right there.
Touchdown! Oh my goodness, Stevenson! And man,
that's a pure instinct kind of play, right? You know, you don't teach that, right? The kid does have the tools. And out of all of them, even including Bo Nix, he has the least amount of support. All right.
100%.
Caleb Williams, even now at this point, Jaden, because, you know, Scary Terry, veterans like Ertz, good running game. I mean,
got 2 good running backs. Jay Daniels got some weapons down there in Washington. I mean, yeah, for sure. Drake May definitely is doing it with the least amount of supplies in the cupboard, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. He has the least amount of sharp tools in the damn drawer there. And look, I get it. You know, interception is going to be there. That's part of, you know, the grooming process here growing up. But I love how he does it with his feet as well, man. And people knew that this is an attribute that a lot of people highlighted, a la Josh Allen, right? Because he's kind of that big and stuff like that. Big guy that's going to pearl through. But, man, 95 yards on the ground rushing. And, you know, he's able to do, you know, some plays with his feet to extend, you know, plays and stuff like that, which is
he looked a lot more athletic out there. I like to say a lot of guys, a lot of these quarterbacks, man, some of them just do not. I know they're great athletes, but they don't look like great athletes out on NFL fields. They usually, you know, kind of you can tell the better athletes out on those fields. Bo Nix and Drake May look like they belong out there, man.
Yes.
They're pretty good running around getting chased, man. I'm telling you, these guys, both these teams have their quarterback of the future, I believe.
I knew Bo Nix was pretty decent, right? Mobile and shit like that. I didn't know he was this damn good, and we're gonna talk more about it when we get to their game. But overall, man, it's kind of a shit show game right here. The Titans won. There's not a lot to really talk about this, but just highlight Drake May and that great throw for this game. But hey, man, shout out to New England. I think they got themselves the quarterback of the future. They just need to make sure they put the right pieces around him and do right by him, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I hope they do. They've got a history of not doing that. So yes. I hope they do. I hope they realize what they got. Maybe they find lightning in a bottle again with a quarterback that can play for him for more than a decade. But if you don't put something around him, if I was Drake May, I wouldn't put up with that shit. I'd go somewhere else.
No. They've been striking out after Tom Brady, but I think this kid is it's a little different than Mac Jones. If if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, small sample size. We'll see. Everybody was pretty high. Everybody was awfully high on Mac Jones early on too. So we'll see. But right now, looks a lot better. To me, I see a lot more things and little attributes and things that I did not see in Mac Jones.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When I look at the small sample size, I just see some of the raw, talent of this kid. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the way he moves in the pocket, the really bad O-line, right? Yeah, he's going to make some mistakes throwing the football. But I see some flares, man. I see some promise that it's good to build on if I am the Patriots. You know what I mean? So
that's right. And I see you there, B. McCormick. Guess they got the Bucks on. That's right. Go Bucks, man.
Hey, man, I know.
I'm going to get in there and watch it after we get done here, man. My TV messed up on me in here in the office, man. So I got to give me a new one.
Oh, man, you got to go to Costco, bro.
That's right, dude. I'm saying you get TVs.
They got the best deals, bro.
Days, man. Yeah.
Dude, it's insane how cheap TVs are nowadays. You know what I mean, bro? It's like
it really is, bro.
It's insane, bro. It's like you can get a 55 now for like under $400. You know what I mean? If you get the right deals.
That cost you a house payment, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shit, I've had some big screens in my time, and I spent a lot more money than $500.
Man, and if you move and you got to move that damn thing, you need a crane.
You know who they need to move? The Bengals, man. I mean, the Bengals are hunting for a playoff position, right? I mean, it was a complete shellacking against the Raiders. Joey Buckets had himself a Joe vintage game, 5 touchdowns. I think this is like the second game he throws 5 touchdowns this season. Chase Brown owning the moment, right? As Zach Moss even though Zach Moss is fading, but he gets hurt. So he's really owning the moment. And had himself a monster game, 120 rushing yards, 27 carries. I think he even cut a touchdown, 43 yards. He had 37 yards as well in the air. I mean, it was. We knew this was not going to be a contest for the Vegas, for the Bengals.
Yeah, man, the Raiders. Like I said, I can just fade them the rest of the way. It don't really matter what the spread is. They're one of those teams that's kind of going to ship it in. I hope they trade Max Crosby before the trade deadline tomorrow, really, to get that guy on the team that's a contender. I love watching that guy play, but on this team, man, I don't even like seeing him waste the miles for this team because they don't care about him, bro.
No,
and this team is almost all but given up at this point. Antonio Pierce is a dead man walking, I believe. And so I just, like I said, the Bengals seem to be getting right. Joey Buckets did say that, they went 7 of the last 9 or whatever.
Yep.
They should have a shot to get in. The AFC is pretty bad on the bottom half. Yes. You're either really good in the NFL. They're one of those few teams in the middle of the road. In the NFL, you're either really good or you're really bad this year.
Yep, so, absolutely, man.
The Bengals are right there in the mix, man. They seem to be getting right. Joe Burrow plays like that. They're hard to beat.
Yep, it's hard to beat, and that was without Higgins. So imagine when Higgins is back as well. I know the Raiders not saying much, but they still have a really, really decent defense. They still got to Burrow a couple of times. You know what I mean? And like you said, Max Crosby, the only asset they had left where they could actually get something for. And I hope they're not stupid enough to, keep him there. At this point, it's a total shit show rebuild in Vegas, right? So
I feel like you could get something for that guy, man. I mean, even if they're going to give you like a 3rd round pick that's conditional 2nd round or whatever they do now,
anything.
If you could, I don't know if they'll give that for him. I don't know if anybody would give that for him, honestly. But if they would, maybe somebody like the Lions.
The Lions are in need. Hutchinson is out. The Lions got assets, got picks. I mean, you never know. I mean, it's going to be a contender that's going to that has a void at that position that's probably going to dish out something a little more than probably what he's worth.
And I think that's probably with Aiden Hutchinson down for the rest of the year, man. I think that's probably the one key piece. I know they still got some dudes on that defense.
Yep, they do.
The one key piece they need to make. And if they could do something like that where they could deal a draft pick, because they're pretty set up. They got a good foundation for years to come. It's not like they have to stockpile those draft picks. No. They got a couple they can get rid of, man, like a 2nd or 3rd round. For that guy, it'd be worth it.
I mean, now, since you mentioned the Lions, right? They went out, played outdoors, shitty weather, and dominated. All right, the Packers. They're 7-1, and they look damn good. I don't know, Cricket. Is it me or this is the best team in the NFC?
Oh, yeah, I think so right now for sure, man. They definitely look like the best team in the NFC, if not the best team in all of football. I haven't been overly impressed by the Chiefs, but they are the only team that remains undefeated right now. But the Chiefs do what they got to do. But as far as the Lions go, man, this is everybody's question. Jared Goff, so this is the first game outdoors they played all year long. Jared Goff usually struggles outdoors, but they went into this one. It really kind of, the game got out of hand when Jordan Love threw that pick six right before halftime. That's when it really kind of, 10-3 Lions there. You're driving down, about 2 minutes left in the half, trying to tie it up or at least, cut into that lead. You throw a pick six, all of a sudden you're down 14. They were kind of shell-shocked after that and could never really climb back in it. So,
and when they struggled, and I don't think they struggled throwing the football, right? Jared Goff it was one of those games that he's not going to light it up, right, via the air. His job is not to turn over the football and make the right plays. Great throw to Amon St. Brown. And they have probably one of the best or the best running game in the league when you have the two-headed monster in Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, right? Montgomery has been getting in the end zone, except for 2 games this season. That would be the second one of the season, but still, it doesn't matter. 17 carries, 73 yards. Then you got Jahmyr Gibbs doing it from the outside, gets in the end zone. It's a tough team to beat, man. Offensively, it's a tough team to beat. This team, the only way they lose if they beat themselves.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much that's it.
Bro, I saw a crazy stat. Jared Goff has completed 30 straight passes when targeting Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's crazy, dude.
That is crazy, bro.
That is nuts. That is wild.
Every time he throws that guy, it's a completion. That for like 3-4 straight games now. That's insane.
He's been like in the last 4 games. I forget what percentage of completion he has. It's insane, bro.
There was one stretch there, like a 5-game stretch, where he had 19 incompletions, but 24 touchdown passes.
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
That's nuts. When you think about doing that at the NFL level, bro, it's really, and that's like I said, he doesn't necessarily have to line it up. They got the two-headed monster in the backfield. They got a good offensive line as long as those guys can stay healthy there. Defense is doing what they got to do. Granted, they had the benefit of the conditions, I think, yesterday. I do think the conditions did play in their favor in this spot because I think they're more built for it now, man. Jared Goff doesn't have, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to win it for you. So
yeah, just like McCormick says, the Lions are just unreal right now, and they are. They're playing. They're clicking on all cylinders from both sides of the football. You know what I mean?
100%.
You know what's also click? Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I love the head coach, man.
Love the head coach, man. I love Dan Campbell. That's the type of coach I will play with.
That's right.
However, he needs to prove better judgment, right? Because even in the regular season, he still comes out of left field with some shit that he shouldn't be doing. Unfortunately, that's just the meathead mentality of aggressiveness. You know what I mean, bro? That guy represents you. You know what I mean? That's just his style, man. I no balls, no glory. He's kind of like, kind of coaching mentality. Huh?
He is not scared, bro.
No.
So I love it. I love seeing it. They're playing good football right now. A lot of football left, but
there is. It's still early on, man. It's still early on. But I think some teams definitely we might want to stick the fork in it, except for this team. And right now, man, the Ravens, again, they bounced back really hard. I know they marquee this matchup. Both teams were 5-3, the Denver Broncos and the Ravens and all that kind of shit. I was like, listen, man, if anybody thought there was going to be a contest, then you don't know football. And Lamar Jackson is playing like a 2-time MVP and possibly a 3rd-time MVP if he keeps his shit up, man. He is just – this has been – him and Henry together, man, are just fun to watch. It's just they're a couple of teams fun to watch. Another game with 3 touchdowns, right? You look at it, 16 for 19, 280. Come on, man. I mean, Henry 106 yards and the other 2 tutties. It becomes difficult to defend teams like this.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, what are you gonna do in this fight? Yeah, this is my best bet of the weekend, man. I told them all week long this line was too high. As good as the Broncos have been playing, there was no reason they should have set this line as high as they did, up around 9 right there. And I actually took the Ravens on an alt line at minus 13.5 for some good plus money, man. And they never even made us sweat it in this thing.
Nope.
Lamar's making a lot better decisions now than he did early on in his career, bro. He's a complete quarterback at this point. And when you combine that with that athleticism, it makes it real tough to contain that dude right there. Now you put Derrick Henry in the backfield. Justice Hill even looks good, spelling Derrick Henry in those spots. And, you got Deontay Johnson, who – did he even play in this game? I don't know.
No, he did play. I don't think he even got a pass or anything.
It'll take him a couple weeks to get implemented in the offense, stuff like that, but he'll add another element to that offense.
Dude, he threw a fucking tackle, all right, on that Zay Jones touchdown. You know what I mean? It was insane, and that's kind of what he brings to the table, dude. He's going to – once he gets settled in, and he starts getting catches, but he's also like a decoy out there because everybody knows his reputation, for this game at least.
And he can make plays because Zay Flowers went off yesterday. He looked good, bro. And
so when games, this kid has been going off. He has 127 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and I think he had 100 and something the last games. He's like, he's been going off the last 3 games after being quiet.
Obviously a dude playing with a little chip on his shoulder after the way last season ended, fumbling right there in the AFC Championship game. That's a tough moment for that guy, but probably a moment that'll wind up, it's not going to define him, but it's going to help take him to the next level. Looks like it has already. He'll get more opportunities to play in big games like that in the future. So I love seeing what he's doing right now. I love seeing him bounce back like that. I love what this team's doing as a whole. They're probably at this point. I would say we talk about the Lions, you talk about the Chiefs and all that, but right now, and it's like this a lot of time. This time of year, a lot of seasons in the NFL, the last 10 years, the Ravens have been my favorite pick this point in the season. So we got to see if they can maintain it. Everybody stays healthy. That's obviously a big deal. But right now, I think the Ravens are the best team in football.
Lamar had 158.3 passer rating. That's perfect passer rating. He also has 250 or more passing yards in his past 5 games. I think he is having the best season of his career when it comes to passing the football over the air.
I agree, dude. And everybody, like Lamar's one of those dudes. He keeps hearing all those critics and stuff talking about how he couldn't throw the football. So I feel like he's one of those dudes. Every time you tell him he can't do something, he's gonna go practice it till he can.
I know, and again, it's gonna be fun. Them and the Steelers are gonna battle that division, but I think the Ravens. Sorry, Jim, my boy from Cigars and Sports, who's a Steelers fan, but I think the Ravens are the better team. Who should win the division? Hands down, as the season progresses.
I think they should. I think the Steelers got the better defense of the two. But if I'm looking at comparing the signal callers, it doesn't matter which one the Steelers put out there. They're not better than Lamar.
No. Well, there's very few signal callers in this league.
Combine the 2 they got. And actually, that's what happens when you combine the 2 they got. That's Lamar.
They have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's what it would be if you combine.
They have Lamar Jackson,
and it ain't happening. So
who's not Lamar Jackson? David Carr. You know what I mean?
Man, Derek Carr. Derek Carr.
I'm sorry. Derek Carr was his brother. His brother. He played for the Giants. See, that's why I'm all fucked up, man. Giants got me screwed, man.
David Carr couldn't be Lamar either, man.
No. Or Derek Carr together with combining David Carr, you could have made half of Lamar.
No. This is a disgusting performance in this one, man.
It's horrible, man. Oh my God. But Chris Olave, bro, he's softer than fucking charming. He's like the 2 other wide receivers. At what point, this is another guy that needs to really rethink his career here because he's just going out. What, 5th concussion?
It's the 4th time he's been in protocol since been in the league. 2nd time this season. I told him yesterday morning we were doing the Wise Guy Roundtable, and I told him yesterday morning, man, AJ really liked Olave for anytime touchdown. I was like, man, that's if he stays in the game.
Yeah,
dude's head's made of paper mache, and I'll be damn. I wasn't trying to put on juju on nobody. I never want to like that. But it's like I'm just going off what I've seen the last few seasons.
Yes.
And this is what I've seen, man.
The last 2 concussions. It doesn't seem like it's a hit that's like, holy crap. First of all, it's not a McCarthy. Remember the receiver? They used to get like T-bone down the middle back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Don Beebe. He used to take these freaking hits. Those are concussion hits. This is nowhere near to that. Both concussions this guy's gone out with. He got carted off last week and got taken straight. On that past Sunday, got taken straight to the hospital. It's like
them dudes back in the day, bro. They get hit like that in the 2nd quarter, get knocked out, go in the locker room at halftime, hit some smelling salts, probably chug a beer, and be ready to go, man.
Yeah, man. Get the nectar of the gods, you know what I mean? And then they're back out there with a broken toe, you know what I mean? It didn't matter.
These dudes were crazy. Yeah, the people like Ronnie Lott cutting fingers off and shit just to play.
Shit, man. It's up freezing degree weather, you know what I mean?
World was different, man. We've got soft.
It is. Talking about soft, this game was such a shit show. A shout out to the Carolina Panthers, which I don't know if they want to keep winning games. Obviously, they want to not mess their draft status up here. I don't know. Bryce Young had a touchdown, not saying much. I like Chuba Hubbard. That's like the only bright spot of that team.
I know they're going to wind up wasting him.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I like Jonathan Brooks too, man. He wound up not getting to make his debut yet, but he will be making his debut in the next week or so, and obviously Chuba playing well, but it will be a good little 1-2 punch in the backfield there. So I'm kind of anxious to see him come back from that ACL he had suffered last year at Texas.
Yep. And talking about not a 1-2 punch, but just a punch. The Commanders sweep the season series against my Giants. What are we gonna do, man? Jaden Daniels had himself a great game again. We know the truth. without Brian Robertson, they still kind of dominated. I mean, the Giants did where they were the best thing they could do, but Jaden Daniels keeps impressing. Threw for two more touchdowns. Didn't have to do much with his feet, 35 yards. It's just a team that's 7-2 right now that nobody ever expected the Commanders to be in this position. I know they haven't played a lot of good teams, but come on, rookie quarterback, not a big staff. I mean, shout out to Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury, man, for probably putting a 7-2 season that nobody had their bingo card. Did you?
Dude, absolutely not. I thought this team would win a few games they weren't supposed to. I thought Jaden Daniels would progress throughout the season. I never could have foreseen how he would have played early on. Sorry, I'm reading B. McCormick's comments there.
Me too. I was doing the same thing. Worthy strip of a TD just now. Via is playing light out, Crick. Might have to get that up. He wants to get a jersey.
Oh no, they wasted oh man, I got Worthy 2+ TDs. They already took one away from him.
Oh man, the refs are doing. Oh hey, come on, man! The refs are doing the thing. It's Kansas City, bro. I forget. Kansas City's playing.
I'm all right with it, man. If they're cheating for the Bucks tonight, I'll take it, man.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So, but yeah, Jaden Daniels continues to impress each week out there, man. And this is a pretty good football team. At this point, they didn't even have Brian Robinson Jr. In there this week. What's going on with him? What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I think he was injured his second game he sits out. I forget what the injury is, but they've kept him out both weeks. And I think it's more of a precautionary just to get him okay for the long run. You know what I mean? And one thing about the Commanders, Cricket, rumor in the league is everybody that wants to get traded is asking and having their agents contact the Commanders front office because there's some wide receivers out there and they didn't mention that want to be in that team. Running back, wide receivers, they've become the destination, for this during this.
Yeah, how could you not? Like I said, that guy could fit into him. And they need to get them a big time tight end, and they need another big time receiver.
Yes.
And that
they do
be nasty, bro.
If they could give him a big guy, you know what I'm saying? One of those individuals that can go up there and catch those 50-50 balls,
Dude, if they had a Brock Bowers.
Man. Holy
that would
shit.
be gross. I tell you what they ought to do is call them Las Vegas about Michael Mayer.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
He's going to hide behind Brock Bowers forever, and that guy's a freak too, and nobody's even going to know about him because of Brock. He's just going to play the other tight end, and they need to call about that dude right now because he's only in his second season here in the NFL. A lot of miles left in them legs.
No, he needs a lot of he needs more red zone targets, and he doesn't have a lot of that. You know what I mean? So that's where they're weak right now. But shout out to Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury, man. They're putting something special together. What's not being put? What's not special? It's not being put together is these fucking Dallas Cowboys, and there's nothing that gives me more joy as a Giants fan. All right, as if we are going to lose, it's got to be a shit show for the rest of the season. As the Cowboys failing even more because they spent so much money this offseason. And Dak is going to be out now for a few games. I have CeeDee Lamb in my freaking fantasy league, but he might be out for a couple of games as well.
They said it's not going to be serious, I don't think. I don't think CeeDee Lamb loses fantasy value with Cooper Rush back there, man.
No, I think it's better because he's got to target the hell out of CeeDee Lamb way more than Dak.
I'm saying, bro, I'm not so sure that at times Cooper Rush doesn't give them a better opportunity to win the way Dak's been playing. I've always been a Dak supporter, man. I've always thought Dak was kind of unfairly judged in a lot of spots, but right now, dude, that guy is not playing well, not earning that money, man, has not been. Then you see him on the sideline yesterday. He said something, they caught him his lips. He said, "We fucking suck, man."
Yeah, dude.
Well, you're a big part of that too, bro.
He has. Look, and like the chip in the shoulder for Dak, but as a Giants fan, I can't stand any single quarterback that plays for that other team. Look, Dak is a benefit of the market. He's been in the right place in the right time, two different type of free agencies. That's the reason why he's earned so much money. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but dude, I think he's just a overpaid Kirk Cousins. If you look at the numbers,
I mean, what's going to happen now when Cooper Rush comes out and just
goes 5-1 again? You know what I mean?
Turns this team around, and Jerry Jones will be like, he's going to sit there and he's going to look like try to justify. This is why I don't pay these guys all this money because I could have got my backup for $7 million.
This is bad, bro, because they are so over. They're in cap hell, so they can't do shit next season in free agency, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they're tight end right now. with multiple contracts, right? I mean, you're when you signed that much, between Dak and Lamb alone, is the reason why they say they didn't go after, Derrick Henry. I was like, BS. You could spend $10 million and pay for it something else
I
later.
bet they wish they would have seen what they see now, because that would make that offense totally different. They might be the Ravens right now.
Exactly. You might be the Ravens right now. You know what I'm saying? That absolutely. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is a better receiver than any that the Ravens have. No disrespect to Zay Flower and Bateman. Ferguson right now at this level of his career is a better tight end than Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews in this stage of the game.
I
agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. All they're missing is the running back, and we'll be having a different conversation about the cow bitches.
Because you got some serviceable pieces. There's Jalen Tolbert and Turpin out there, and Rico Dowdle makes some plays in spots. So I mean, you got serviceable guys. They're just not number one guys.
Nope.
In those spots. I mean, you added a tailback back there that could do something like Derrick Henry with CeeDee Lamb and Dak. I mean, but we can sit and talk about that all day.
Yep. Now let's flip the coin here, man. London went out early, but it didn't matter. Captain Kirk is, he's running his offense here the best he can. Now, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, he keeps just doing this shit, 19 for 24, 3 touchdowns. Bijan is just an animal. I mean, he had just another all-purpose great game, 86 rushing yards, had another 59 via the air. They didn't have to score a touchdown, but he actually set the tone for that offense. When Bijan is running and breaking tackles, man, and getting those tough yards, the play action comes into place. And that's when, London, before he went out, had a touchdown. Great catch. I mean, he's been their best wide receiver, but what he's been able to do with guys like Darnell Mooney, who are speedsters, and Ray McLeod is pretty impressive, and that's what Kyle Pitts having a subpar game.
Oh yeah, man. I like I said, I knew it was about time for Kyle Pitts to lay one of these. Man, he had several good games in a row. I like Kyle Pitts. I've always thought he was underutilized down there in Atlanta, so it's good to see him kind of break out a little bit.
Finally has a quarterback,
Yeah, finally, dude. They look good. The Falcons look good. I thought it was going to be the same old Falcons. You obviously didn't know what Kirk Cousins was going to be coming back from the Achilles. That guy looks good. He's out there playing good football. Doesn't really look like he's lost much at all. I mean, he's a guy with a good head on his shoulders, doesn't get rattled and all that stuff, man. Now he's a good veteran leader for a lot of these young guys that they've got on this team. And you see it all kind of meshing together, man. And the Falcons playing good football right now. Benefit of from kind of a weak schedule, in my opinion. But at the same time, they're handling business. They're doing what they got to do, man. They're beating the teams in front of them. That's all you can do.
Do we stick a fork in the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't see how you can. I don't see how they can come, especially with. Well, I mean, Cooper Rush has played well before, so you got to see. It probably all hinges on this next weekend, man. They're almost out of it between the Eagles and the Commanders. The way they're playing right now, they're almost out of it.
Okay, I think it's one of you're right. Look until next week. All right, a team that was almost out of it, but man, made a nice little comeback here. You live by the foot, you die by the foot, or you die or live by a 61 or 62-yard field goal, and that was the Buffalo Bills this week in another pretty masterful game by Josh Allen. That was without Amari Cooper, the new acquired wide receiver. But you know what? Allen brought them back. 3 tutties, 1 interception. He worked with what he had. And I thought Amari Cooper, is going to get a second game here, but he's been doing this all season long. And right now they are 7-2 and flipping the other coin, man. Let me ask you the same question. Do we stick a fork in the Dolphins? In my book, I think they're done.
I don't think there's any way. I mean, hell, they're not getting too far from being mathematically eliminated, man. And to expect this team to be able to run the table or anything like that, I haven't seen anything that tells me. They played well yesterday, but the Bills have done this a few games this year where they've done just enough to get by. And sometimes that's what it is. They're, like I said, they're once again another one of those teams that are winning the games in front of them. And what was wrong with Amari Cooper? Why didn't he play?
I don't know. I know he was out. He was listed questionable like Saturday or something like that. And you know what I mean? It's not like he was listed questionable a week. So it was one of those last minute things. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But they held him out. It was he was questionable, I think, going into Saturday or Sunday or something like that. So
okay.
So yeah.
This one wound up costing Will he had an 8-leg parlay, man, like $80 on it. 5,700. He went 7-1 on it. He was going to take the Bills money line. He went up taking minus the 6.5, and it cost him, man. Tough.
That's crazy. That's crazy,
tough,
dude.
Bro, tough stuff. But yeah, he had another good game. He looked good out there too. Tua played well, man. They did the things they needed to do to win this game, and just couldn't finish it off in the end. That's a bomb of a field goal. So
yeah, that was a bomb. I mean, I know you kind of knew, right? After Josh let them down, there was a couple of plays, and then of course the Dolphins didn't help themselves. You know, they made some stupid plays that they got penalized for. I mean, they didn't help themselves during that last drive. So,
right.
But once you knew that he got there, I was like, yeah, they're gonna take a shot at it. I think Tyler is gonna make this. Like the one that he did last year. You know what I mean? So it was like
blasted it too.
He fucking destroyed it, dude. That was like there was no doubt. That was a no doubter. It was right on the uprights.
As soon as he kicked it, that's what I said. I was like, oh, that's money.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. Josh Allen, 235, 3 touchdowns. The Bills are undefeated at home. Like you said, A-Chain had himself a total of 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, back-to-back 100 all-purpose game yards. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I had the over in that one, man. It looked dead to rights at halftime when it was 10-6. I had over 49.5. They wound up getting there somehow.
Yep, I agree here with McCormick. He said absolutely after this week, the Cowboys and on the do not bet list, along with the Jags and Dolphins. And out after this week, done with all 3 of those, along with Carolina, Cincinnati, Cleveland, New England, and Tennessee and Buffalo. Yeah.
Damn, you running out of teams, man.
I know, man. Sudie's gonna have to just pick props, man.
Yeah, just bet props, man. Bet them touchdown props.
Bet them touchdowns, man. You know what I'm saying? Get a couple of get aggressive on some alternative receiving yards. Raise that number up, man.
That's right.
Talking about alternative receiving yards, man. Dude, these fucking Chargers, bro. They just a world coach team and probably the most overachieving team outside of the Commanders, man, in my book. Right? 27-10, they're 5-3. I know they were playing the shit stains, but however, dude, Justin Herbert hasn't thrown a pick in how long? I mean,
it's been a minute, man. Like I said, the Chargers, another one of those to just do what they got to do. Right there, kind of got their own identity, learning what that is, and it's kind of what their head coach is, man. Just kind of a gritty smash mouth type football dude. And you go in Jameson peak form, man. Throws 3 TDs last week, throws 3 picks this week. So I watched this shit in a Buccaneers uniform for years.
Yeah,
I knew it wasn't nothing to get too hyped about right there. But Chargers go in, it's a big win right there, man. And as bad as the AFC is, they're gonna be right there in the playoff mix too.
Famous Jameis cannot blame it on Lasik, okay? He said that's how crazy this bastard is. What he said, well, before when I was at the Bucs, man, I couldn't see straight. I didn't have LASIK. I was like, dude, I've seen you go from, and that's what I tell people. I've seen him what he did. Throw for 3 touchdowns the week before and throw for 3 picks the week after. Exactly what it did. This is what he does, man. It doesn't matter.
He's the only guy ever to throw for 30 touchdowns and 30 picks in the same season, man. Only dude.
The only 30 for 30 club, all right, in the NFL is my boy, Famous Jameis, baby. You know what I'm saying, bro? AKA the crap man. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to have to make a 30 for 30 on Jameis because it's probably a good one. That bro's a trip, dude.
Give him credit. He does great. Motivational speeches are out there, man. He must took like some class over the season. He went back to college and took like a speech class or some shit like that, or some motivational speaking, because he goes out there and does some good ones. I don't know if he learned that from Drew Brees, maybe, because Drew Brees was good at that too when he was sitting behind Drew Brees up in New Orleans. You know what I mean?
No matter how bad he plays, man, he's worth the price of admission.
He is. And talking about the price of admission, listen, I think that we know what J.K. Dobbins is doing, right? Shout out to him, bro. I'm happy for him. Hopefully he gets paid, bro. You know what I mean? Because he deserves it.
I hope so, man. I love seeing J.K. Dobbins do well. I've been pulling for this guy harder than anybody all season long, man. I hope he keeps it up.
But the wide receivers for the Chargers are coming along well. Ladd McConkey has become a staple, I guess, a favorite for Herbert. And we know what this guy did in college, right? Quentin Johnson, who's been a disappointment, except for this year. He's getting some shine. And I know he's not going to be a guy that's going to give you 100 yards every game or even 90, but he's done this a few times or 3 times this year already, right?
We gotta remember, too, Quentin Johnson's only in year 3 here, man.
Yes.
He's been overshadowed by Mike Williams and Keenan Allen's first year. He's starting to look good. They're starting to kind of find their identity throwing the ball. And so I'm not ready to send Quentin Johnson out to pasture yet. And Ladd McConkey together, man. Josh Palmer getting mixed in there, too. He can be a good deep threat. I kind of like what this offense is turning into, man.
Yeah, they are. It's like, it's funny. I don't know how I'm sorry, not Josh Herbert. What's his name? Justin Herbert. How does Justin Herbert goes from being asked to throw the football 50 times to, bro, I want you to hit guys in stride, right? I get it. You got the arm, you got the ability, but that's not the football we're asking you to play. I don't know. I'm thinking he's enjoying this. I think I've seen him enjoying football more than he has in previous year when he has these studs right around him, right? Because I think he's being asked to play more of like, play free, but don't take that many risks like he was before.
He probably feels like the weight of the world's off his shoulders, bro. And like you said, he may be having fun playing football for the first time in quite some time.
I seen him, happy as shit, dude. You know what I mean? With a less talented, I don't know if I want to say less talented. He has a lot of young guys, but Keenan Allen is a stud when he's healthy. Mike Williams, when in his prime, was nasty. You know what I mean, dude? He even had Hunter Henry at one point, right? For a tight end. I think he played with him right before he got traded. So he had a lot of weapons around him, right? They were just not healthy most of the time. But I like Justin Herbert. He's always been one of my favorite quarterbacks. That's where the Dolphins should have, made a push for it.
Yeah, I liked it back in the day when he was, when he was at Oregon. I loved watching that guy then, man. He's a stud. He's got all the physical tools, and he's finally looks like he's comfortable in the offense.
Absolutely, man. He is. Shout out to Justin Herbert. I think he's finally probably having, like you said, not without having, like you said, without being asked to put the world on his shoulders, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
Who are we talking about here? The next game here, man. The freaking Eagles, bro. I know what's his name went out again. I hate talking good about the Eagles, but Saquon Barkley just again, him and Jalen Hurts hot again, right? It's right there. Him just like Lamar and Derrick Henry. This is kind of very similar,
Yeah, it is. They pissed me off though, man. I had about 7.5 yesterday. They were up 22-0. Let them climb back in this damn thing.
I know. They did, man. They did. But again, look, 2 touchdowns, another 3 total touchdowns again for Jalen. It's back-to-back games were more than 2 touchdowns. Threw for 2, ran 1 in, 67 yards. Saquon, fucking athletic play by Saquon's, bro. Did you see that backwards hurdle, dude?
That was unreal. I love that you put that on the thumbnail tonight. But yeah, dude, I can't believe that. That's nuts.
But with that being said, man, I actually got that clip. Let's go and play that.
Let's see that, bro.
That was beautiful. I mean,
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Up in the air to the 30. Again.
Hold on, let me go back. Did you see that on the screen by any chance?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, because so I'm here we go. Ready? Look at this.
Yeah, let's see.
He goes in here.
Has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down. Jumping up in the air to the 30. Again.
That is something you see in a video game, dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just off the spin. There we go. Boom. Off the spin right there. And whoop, look at that.
That's some Ninja Master stuff, man. What is it? They have
American Ninja Warrior. That's some Ninja Warrior shit, man.
Ninja Warrior stuff right there.
That's exactly what it is, man. It's Ninja Warrior stuff, man.
Yeah, come on, man. That's unreal, dude.
I watched a lot of, maybe not that hurdle, but we watched Saquon, a lot of years in New York, and that was the one ray of sunshine. And look, I admit it, man. I just like anybody else, injuries and stuff like that. But man, he's built different. That guy is just built different, dude. You know what I mean?
I am very pleased with myself for taking a little flyer on that guy in fantasy in one of my leagues. It is paying off.
He is built different though, man. But I look, Philly right now, it's kind of like they're 6-2. Eventually, right now with the decline of the Cowboys, it's going to be one of those things that Philly should take this division. I know the Commanders are playing pretty good. They haven't played each other yet, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to see now. This is where the thick of the schedule for the Commanders gets in playing them and playing Dallas and stuff like that. So they should, if they keep going, like, if they keep doing what they're doing, they should be able to win. You know what I'm saying? Win the division.
Like I said, man, the Commanders, I'm not ready to rule them out just yet. Both right there. The Eagles they've already had their bye, haven't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they have. So you got a long season ahead of you. You got to keep everybody healthy and all that. So a lot of football left, but I can't count those Commanders out just yet. But being battle tested and having been there before, and after the way the season kind of ended last year, could be a team that you see get rolling along. But they got to stop letting teams climb back in it.
That's true. Nah, they can't be fucking around with the bets. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
But Corbin said he got a neighbor's jersey on his way. Nice. Shout out to I might I might get one too, man. You got neighbors. The neighbors the truth, man. Neighbors the truth, bro. I love neighbors. But let's see what happens, man. Again, Daniel Jones plays as hard as last week. It's just the consistency's not there, man. I cannot.
Man, like I said, I still think there are worse quarterbacks that have.
Yes, they are. There's worse quarterbacks than him, but still, shit, man. But honestly, it's the Giants' problem is not just Daniel Jones. Play calling has a lot to do with it. You know what I mean? Both games against the Commanders were winnable. It's
They
not
were
just all on him.
absolutely they were, man. Hell, the one game they beat y'all, they did it was 7 field goals.
Yeah, it's because we freaking, we know our kicker is hurt, and all of a sudden he doesn't decide to bring up a backup kicker, and he gets hurt in the first play. So that's not Daniel Jones' fault. You know what I mean?
No, ain't nothing to do about that.
No, absolutely. Let me see what else we got here, Cricket. We're trucking along here, my friend. Man, the Arizona Cardinals, brother, they won 3 games in a row, and all of a sudden they're in the thick of things. You know what I'm saying? In the playoff hunt here.
Even with the new Call of Duty release and double XP weekend and all that, Kyler's still out there playing, man.
Man, Kyler probably, was gaming it all the way to like 5 o'clock in the morning the night before with his boys and shit, with his clan. But still, man, he went out there and did a little bit of Kyler things, bro. I mean, again, exposing the Bears for what they are. That defense is going to start seeing some decline as good as they are. But look, James Conner, 107 yards. They just ran the shit out of the football, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean James Conner's another guy that's still
he's still trucking, dude.
He looks good, bro. He looks good. So I like seeing that too. Another guy that's dealt with some injuries throughout his career and all that. That guy's a cancer survivor too. So
he's
anyway.
Rookie season. Remember, I think it is opened up with college or something.
That's when he was at Pittsburgh, I believe.
Pittsburgh. Yep, it was at Pittsburgh. That's right.
So, but yeah, no, I love seeing this guy do well. Maserati Marv, not really. He's been kind of quiet last few weeks.
Yes.
Brad didn't do much, but they didn't do a whole lot in the passing game. You see him kind of spreading the ball around, but didn't have to do a whole lot. Defense played well. Put the pressure on the rookie quarterback, made him make some mistakes. So I like what Arizona's doing right now, and that division out there is kind of wide open.
It is. It's very wide open. And I want to tell you here. Let me make a little comparison here, right? And you and I are both not Caleb guys. We're not big fans of Caleb Williams for obvious reasons, but trade Caleb for Drake May. Put him in a Bulls uniform. I mean, in a Bears uniform.
Oh man, I don't know if they'd do that. I don't know. I mean,
think about it. I think Drake May, with this support in this lineup, I know the offensive line is suspect, but dude, he looked at the decision he makes when he's out there with that other team that has like
they could have got him. He was right there for the take. I thought Drake May should have went number 1 overall. Also, never saw Jake Daniels playing as well. I think it's pretty clear who should have been the number 1 pick. But the jury's still out on Caleb Williams too, and he's played well in spots, and he is a football player. But there's gonna be some growing pains there.
I think so too. But I think if you trade both guys, you're having I think the Bears have a better season. Just like if you put Jaden Daniels in this lineup as well, I think you have it's come on, man. It's Caleb still has his issues. Look, the Cardinals are a good team, but they're not a stud of a team, and their defense is not like elite, right? But he'll have one good game, but then he has a pedestrian game like this one, right? 22 for 41, 217. Sometimes he looked off throwing the football, whether he was, drawing back to pass or, running out of the pocket. It just doesn't seem as natural as Drake and as as Jaden Daniels, right? I mean, Bo Nix is just different. You know what I mean?
Doesn't look as comfortable in the spot.
Exactly. Look at McCormick, man. He said that was his card game that he played earlier this week. Saved him yesterday. He bet both sides out in Chicago. That was pretty good, man. Well, -1 is it cashed through and through. Look at that, man. Yeah, good.
We were pretty heavy. We were pretty heavy on the card yesterday, man.
He's about to blaze up for Monday Night Football. Look at that. Go Bucks.
That's right, man.
We're almost done, man. We're almost done, so we could get jump on that, man. That's your squad playing out there, man. Hey, shout out to Baker Mayfield,
right,
baby.
Man. All right, I got the game cast on over here, man. We got the end of the first quarter, 3-0. It's all right.
What you think, bro? The Rams walk it off versus the Seahawks in OT, man. And the Rams are starting to remind me that even without Puka, who got rejected what the fuck was that anyway? That was BS.
That was garbage. It's kind of, he's got to keep his head, but that was cheechy.
That was BS.
Man. Yeah. Let that shit
come on,
go.
man.
This is the NFL, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that's in a church league flag football game, okay, I get it. Throw him out. But this is the freaking NFL. Come on,
I know, man. It wasn't a I'm gonna go after this guy.
Yeah, they said throwing a punch, and then I saw the replay, and I said,
it wasn't even a.
It was like a bitch smack or something.
Yep, it was pretty petty, bro, by the refs. You know what I mean, bro?
They gotta be better.
Kind of catty. They sort of sound like a bunch of chicks, bro.
Especially it's not like a kickoff. We got like a third string tight end out there getting thrown out. I mean, you're throwing out one of the top weapons for the other side, man, in a game that has major implications
it does
for the rest of the season. Like, come on, dude, get out of here with that shit. Nobody come to watch you
does.
ref. They came to watch
No.
Puka.
That's the problem, dude. The refs, something needs to happen, man, because they're becoming. I think they're inserting themselves to become a part of the outcome, right? Like deciding the outcome.
Bro,
of games,
all got Twitters and Facebooks and all this bullshit too, and they like clicks and like getting their ass on TV and all these white hats out there. These guys are dipshits, the majority of them, man.
Absolutely, man. So this team to me is my dark horse. I'm a dangerous team when healthy that nobody wants to play, especially towards the end of the season, and if they head into the playoffs, right?
I agree, dude. And once again, this division very much wide open. What are their records up there? What are they sitting at now? 4-5 for the Rams, and what are the Seahawks? 4-5 as well.
The Seahawks are 4-5, and the Rams are 4-4.
4-4. So the Rams have already had their bye. So once again, a long stretch ahead there, but they kind of needed it when they got it because they needed to get
banged
healthy. Cooper Kupp was banged up, so it might have been very well played. It might be kind of fortunate for it to be placed there. But yeah, no, I think the Rams are a team that you got to be careful with. Like I said, you got to strap it up and go play them each week.
No, yeah, I mean, and right now, if Kupp healthy and Puka healthy, right, the running game, they've been getting Blake Corum now in the mix in the running game as well. You know what I mean? Look, the DeMarcus Robinson. I mean, they have and that's without Tyler Higbee, who's coming back soon. And look at Stafford, right? You're seeing the Stafford that you could get, right? Because he has his weapons back. I know the 2 touchdowns. He had 2 for 3 last week. Multiple arm angles. Dude, it's a team that I think nobody wants to mess with down the stretch. All right, if they're on your schedule.
Oh,
that's kind of what the Rams do.
I agree, man. I agree. Like I said, you got a veteran squad there, gritty bunch, and you got a good head coach that knows how to handle the big moments. And Gino just kind of, Gino didn't play well yesterday. Obviously, the 3 picks there, but the one big pick on 1st and goal for a 103-yard pick six when the game's tied at 13. You can't be doing that, man.
I mean, Jason Smith-Njigba had a huge game. I mean, we know this kid can do this on a regular.
Good,
bro.
He's a baller. That last drive to tie it up to get it to OT, 2 plays in a row, he got hit in the mouth and held on to both those. I gained a lot of. I already liked JS.
He's tough, man. I liked him in college and last year too. You saw the flashes.
Yeah, I already liked him, man. But I got a lot of respect for him after yesterday, man. Those are a couple big time catches.
No, he's having, and you could see it when DK is not there, rightfully so. He steps up. He really steps up.
Absolutely, man. He might. Man, Tyler Lockett, when DK does come back, Tyler Lockett's probably gonna get phased out of this offense.
Oh yeah, he's done. I mean, good. Tyler has had a good career, but
great career, man. Very solid career. He's always been an undersized guy that's always been able to separate and get open and make plays for his squad. I mean, he's had a great career. He's just an aging guy and kind of getting phased out here at this point.
Yeah, it happens to the best of them, right? And there's always somebody that comes up later on that's younger, faster, stronger, and better than you are. So,
but when DK goes down, you're real happy you got Tyler Lockett.
Yes, you do. You do. Shout out to McCormick. Yeah, he's a Steelers fan, and he said he's grown to love the Giants and the Bucks this year. You know what I'm saying?
Go. So let's go.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you, man. From not this week, but I'll hit you up when we do a Cigars and Sports. You're gonna have a treat. Watching Jim is my boy Jim, my co-host. He is a huge Steelers fan, and bro, you really want to treat yourself. You got to listen to him, dude. He is one of those guys that's so hardcore, man. Good or bad, he's always he's going ham. I mean, I think that the entire Browns team has blocked him on X. Because
spade is a spade with Jim, man.
Yeah, he's not. There's no gray area for Jim. You know what I mean? It's either black or white.
That's right. I love it, man. My kind of people.
Yeah, man, he's straightforward, man. He's a good dude. All right, let's see what we got left. I think we got we just talk a little about Sunday night, and then we do the best bets of the week. Sunday night, Sam Darnold started off a little slow, but he lit it up in the second half, and that was just the story of the game, man. I mean, they needed that win anyway, and they were playing the Colts. I thought I was going to see a better showing from the Colts with Flacco in under center instead of like we've seen instead of Richardson, which I think Richardson maybe has seen his last snap of the season. I don't know. Maybe we might see some type of trades here in the future. I have no idea what the Colts are going to do here in this situation because they're still alive for a playoff berth. So
if they're going to do anything, they got to throw the damn football, man. I feel like they waited too long on that. Flacco didn't really have a lot of opportunities to get any kind of rhythm in the first half. Only had like 86 yards or something in the first half. And, the touchdown came from the defense there. So it was just one of those things where it was like, this was a very boring game, bro. I didn't watch a lot of this one, if I'm being honest.
Me neither.
Watch. And like I said, I just didn't think they used Flacco the way they ought to use him. I mean, let him, like I said, let him throw the football, dude. And
there was one of those games that Darnold wasn't sharp. He wasn't sharp the week before. And but they pulled it off, right? Defense is a good defense that the Vikings have. But he threw for 3 touchdowns in the second half. So it's look, they're gonna get to the playoffs if they keep playing this way with Sam Darnold at the helm. It's not.
Yeah. They like I said, they've won several games this year. Didn't really expect them to. Played much better than I think anybody really saw coming out of this. And Sam Darnold is doing well. You can't put it on him. And I know he had the 2 picks last night.
No,
he's played well throughout this season.
Absolutely, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let me get down here. And we got that time of the game. Cricket. It is time, my friend, for the unscripted bets of the week. Our slide here, my friend. So, Cricket, man, we need to get back on the horse here, bro. I mean, we didn't go on last week. Currently, we're 6-6. We're in a little bit of a losing streak here, my man. You know what I'm saying?
That's that bad 3-week stretch, man. I'll tell you, I was losing about all of them. It wouldn't matter which one I gave you all that week.
Like, I kind of like, you've lost 3 in a row. I've lost, 1 out of 3. So it's like we're there, man. We're still on 500, and I think we got to turn it around this week. All right. Let's start with you. Who do you got this week, my dude?
I'm going to roll with the Pitt Panthers -7.5 over Virginia. Man, they had a tough loss, their first loss of the season this weekend down at SMU. SMU had all kinds of history this weekend, man. First ranked win at home since 1949 over Texas there, bro. Yeah, so it's been a minute. And they're ranked as high as they've been ranked since 1985 before the death penalty for SMU there. So tough loss for Pitt on the road last weekend, but I expect them to come back home. It's the Virginia squad that's been banged up, played well in spots this year, but also hasn't looked great the last few weeks. And I think Pitt comes back home, bounces back in a big way. I like seeing this line set at 7.5 right there. And I think a lot of people are going to remember Pitt looking so bad last week in that game that they're going to try to take Virginia, get north of a touchdown right here. And I think that's a bad bet, man. I think you take Pitt minus the 7.5 right here. You can probably even outline this one out because I think this is a good football team. I think they bounce back in a big way right here.
Very nice. Pitt -7.5. I like that. I like it a lot, man. I'm gonna go back, man. I'm gonna stay off of college, bro. I'm gonna go back to the NFL, which is where most of my wins have been. You know what I mean? But I like the Bills, man. -4.5. This is a pretty decent line to start the week, man. I don't know if this is gonna get pushed up or not, but look, I know the Bills kind of been shaky a little bit against the spread, but against the Colts, I don't know, man. I think they should be able to be a competitive game, but at least win by more than a couple of field goals here. So
yeah. Where's this game at? Is it going to be in Indianapolis?
I think it's going to be in Indianapolis. Yep, I think so. I got to check. I didn't look. That was a good question because if it's at home, it's a done deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it if it's at home, man. Like I said, if it's NFL's not been my forte of late either. So
I need to get back. Yeah, the last couple of weeks I've bombed, and I've been a combination of everything, and because I started dabbling into the NBA and. Yeah, you get a little excited, bro, when it comes to the NBA picks, my friend. You know what I mean? It's like
I said that little I can't mess with that NBA, bro. That little 3-week stretch for me that got my head kicked in. I did recover the last couple of weeks. It hasn't been too bad. So we'll try to keep it rolling in the right direction.
We're coming back, bro. All right. Hey, this week we're going 2-0. All right, book it, boys and girls. Go ahead and bet it. Go to the blood bank. All right, if you don't have any money, borrow from your parents. All right, don't steal from your parents. Borrow from your parents. All right, go to whatever early cash checking station. Get an early, pay loan or whatever, and go ahead and make these bets, boys and girls, and make some money. All right, and then drink up. So
that's right, man.
McCormick, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for joining on, man, and being part of the entertainment. We appreciate you, man. Look, he says it doesn't matter to win in sports betting. You have to have losing streaks. Makes the winning that much more sweeter. That's true, dude. That's
right,
true,
man. That's right. He's always in here giving me positive vibes and stuff, man. Keep me upbeat. So,
he's a very positive dude.
It takes, bro. It happens. Peaks and valleys.
Yep, peaks. I like that expression too. Peaks and valleys. With that being said, we are out, and we will see you next Tuesday. Peace out.